Higurashi. I think this is now the second time the series has left me speechless over these 15 episodes. Unsure of even how to start the review. I think whether you're new to Higurashi, or you've been watching it for a long time, we kind of expected that these 5 loops, these 5 more times, would be the remaining episodes. I don't think anyone was saying, walking into this episode, we're gonna kill her 4 times, we're gonna speedrun this, we're gonna show just how twisted this is, and the remaining episodes are the last loop, by the looks of it, unless she dies one more time and finds a reason to go on again. But with her counting down on her hand each time she was dying, which was graphic to say the least. There was eyeballs popping out of skulls. It was pretty gross, I have to say. But the visuals weren't just like the reason it was so shocking. It was because knowing the stakes. That's what makes Higurashi so horrifying, is knowing what's at stake. 5 chances to correct this wrong, and just to see that little girl count down as she has to watch everyone around her get killed, as she just wants it to end. Where do you go from here? I don't think anyone knows, and that's kind of amazing. The first half of this episode did such a great job. You introduce a character who's going to be really relevant. This is one who owes Rika his life, saying like, I'm going to be here for you, willing to stay behind at the festival, make sure that most likely he would protect her. I mean, the cops in with our boy Keiichi in a pretty good way. They're playing games. Everything looks to be different than what we've seen before. And while yes, we knew that this wasn't going to be the loop that would end everything, I mean, I was expecting that this would be 2 or 3 episodes before another death. And while it wasn't surprising that the new character was the one behind the first death, I just wasn't expecting the transition to hopeful to just death. That was, I think, so beautiful. And as long as people get this episode just like walking in expecting Higurashi, I mean, I don't think you'll see it coming. It's so beautiful, and it's tragic. It's phenomenally directed, and I didn't see it coming. This show has a remarkable way at being frightening in the best possible way, and that's why anyone who recommends Higurashi for its gore, and I've had so many comments, I get it weekly, if you'll believe this. Weekly people say that this Higurashi version isn't good because it's not as graphic as the previous Higurashi anime. And that's the wrong reason to watch Higurashi. While the gore is shocking and it can be mind-blowing, the thing that makes Higurashi terrifying is the build-up and kind of getting you involved, saying this is going to be it, we're rooting for these characters, we're going to get these answers, and then to see a character just be so crushed, especially a girl who's suffered so much, just wanting a normal life, blaming herself and being like, what did I do to deserve this fate? That's what makes it horrifying, not the blood. The blood just adds salt to the wounds. And that's what I love about GOU, is that it really does just make you say, there's no hope. But in Higurashi fashion, there's still one more loop. The fact that this author is able to write something that says, we're going to crush everything. We're going to make you say, we got 5 loops. We're going to do it over a dozen episodes here. And then in one episode, you remove 4 of these attempts and you were left with 1. And the last one that we see that ends a death is our boy smashing in a head trying to get parasites out of his neck. How do you even want to continue? But there's one loop left. There's one more loop. Let's see it through. And if next week ends in a death, I'm wondering what will be the remaining episodes, because this has got to be the one last loop, right? That has to be the last time. But how? Because up until now, we've only had a few episodes for an arc, so what is this time loop going to look like? And what is her perspective going to be? Because it has to be related to this extra one who's causing all this mayhem, and I don't know where we go from here. The bloodshed, seeing each character for different ways, dragging her off to an ocean to drop her in a lake. You have the mother going crazy, you have newfound friends, it's horrifying. And each one was so different that there's no connection. The only thing that is connecting is that they blame Rika for whatever is happening, and they all scratch their neck. If there's actually a parasite inside their neck that's actually eating away at their brain, I don't know. But I mean, this curse is twisted, and I love the idea that the first half, it was so normal Higurashi. Usually in these types of episodes, if an author was going to go this direction, I feel like you'd see it coming in a certain way because there's a little bit different here. And in this case, if I was going to write this myself, because I wouldn't be able to write something like this, as amazing as this, I would imagine it would have been in the very last moments of the episode. It wouldn't be Like, I imagine most authors would write it as, like, this is a normal episode, the last few minutes we speedrun all these deaths. And it wouldn't have been that great, because it would have felt like, oh, we rushed through all these deaths and there's no meaning. It was clearly there for shock. But by having the first half, have her not even really wanting to attempt it anymore, but just going through the motions, kind of doing her kind of half-ass smile, saying, yeah, let's do this. Oh, that's kind of weird. I wonder why he's playing games with the comp. And then to get something that actually inspired her. While, yeah, that's a red flag, it's not a red flag to the point that you expect the very next frame is going to be death. You expect, yeah, probably by the end of the episode, maybe next episode, not right now. So the quick transition, like it's literally happy-go-lucky death, it catches you off guard and you know something is wrong. I literally said out loud when that happened, what the hell? And just watching it unfold, it was horrifying. It was disgusting. And they did not hold back on the gore. The gore isn't what made the episode. It's more of the revelation, knowing that we have one loop left and there's no connecting. There's nothing that's connecting this by the looks of it. She herself is unsure that no matter what she does, there's no time for her to sit and try to figure it out. She just ends up dead in a different way. And the fact that she has to remember these deaths now and feel the pain, I don't know. It's unsure is the best way to put it. Unsure where we go from here. And it crushes your heart, but it still keeps you coming back for more. And only a select handfuls of authors know how to get that kind of pain right. This was agony, this was suffering, but it still has us coming back for more. This was the most shocking, memorable episode of GO, if I'm being completely honest. You just don't know where, you don't know who's the puppet master, you don't know how you can stop this. And I think many of us watching are probably betting on a bad ending. I mean, it just doesn't feel like there's a chance for a hopeful. But then again, anything can happen. I think it's one of those episodes that, like, you're gonna have nightmares about, because it's not even just like one graphic piece of imagery, it's 4. And they last so long. It's not even just like it's a quick montage of death. We actually have to listen in on the psychotic nature. And it's like, are you kidding me? Just let this end. We're not the one getting killed. We're not the one feeling this pain. But we've grown so accustomed to these characters that we just want it to end. And it's like, how does this girl deal with it? How does she not just end it all? And if anyone had any doubts on why she wanted to end her life last week, this has to put it into perspective. There's no hope, it feels like, but the only thing that's keeping her there is these 5 promises, that 5 attempts, 1 for each friend. Let's try it. I don't even know if the friends are worth it at this point. I would be in her same boat. I would just want to end it. And I wouldn't even be surprised if she does attempt to end it if it doesn't work. That's how bad it feels for her. And I love it and hate it all at the same time for that, but I love this show so much. I love to know everyone's thoughts and feelings about this dramatically painful episode. The voice acting and the lack of voice acting from someone like Rika and the pain from her actress just really, it feels like someone who's been through this for millions of years. That's how bad it feels. And to see all the different characters and how they responded in their craziness, it really felt like everyone felt like they had parasites in their brain, and it really did. Like, seeing them back to back, it puts into perspective how disgusting this curse is and what she's been going through all this time. So I'd love to know what everyone's thinking, because goddamn, everyone's gonna have a different opinion, I think, this week. Let me know down below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Until next time, take care, and yeah, have a good one.